So, in Hungary, there's a politician incredibly anti-LGBT. So, I think you guys all know what's getting ready to happen here in this story. Let's go ahead and roll the tape.
Fidesz MEP József Szájer has admitted to violating COVID-19 restrictions by attending what Belgian media is calling a sex party. Police were called to an apartment on Friday.
Whoa, you guys were having a gangbang and you didn't invite me? It's the second time I've said that line on this show.
Night in Brussels after getting a report of potential breaches of coronavirus restrictions.
Killer beard guy.
5 people there, mostly men. Szájer tried to escape along a roof gutter when police detained him. He, along with 2 others, invoked diplomatic immunity. The politician, who was a senior member of the ruling Hungarian Fidesz party, resigned on Sunday. Let's cross straight over to Jack Parrock, who's standing by for us in Brussels. Jack, a hugely salacious story, but let's just start off with the facts. What is it exactly that Szájer and the Brussels prosecutor have said?
Good evening, Oliver. Indeed, it has been a breakneck speed paced day of news coming out on this story today. I think the easiest way to do it is to start at the most recent and then we'll work back. So the most recent information we've had is a statement from the Brussels police, who've obviously been inundated with news, where they confirmed that they had contained and found Mr. Szájer. They only quote his initials, but we know from his statement that he's confirmed it's him, that he had an
At least he admitted to it.
And that now they're waiting for the European Parliament to waive his immunity in order to continue prosecutions. We also know from that statement that 2 other people who attended that event in central Brussels on Friday night invoked diplomatic immunity. So lots of people are now starting to question who those people were. Now, earlier in the afternoon, Mr. Szájer himself released a statement to say that he was at the party, that he apologizes to his family, to voters, to colleagues for attending this party which broke COVID-19 rules. He says that he did indeed have an ecstasy pill on him, but that he was not aware of it and that he believed that it was planted,
Sure.
but it was not his. On the story broke this morning. Belgian media started reporting that an MEP had attended such a party. On Sunday, Mr. Szájer had quit his position after 30 years sitting as a politician, and quit his position in the European Parliament. This event, the party that we're talking about, took place on Friday night, Oliver.
József Szájer is a close ally of the Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán, a man who is known for his very conservative views. So this whole episode must be putting Szájer in a very difficult political situation.
It's putting
There was another politician in California that went out, like, was it a councilwoman? Went out after she voted against outdoor dining and then went out and got caught. I mean, hey, this is another thing that if the federal government doesn't step in and provide aid to people, it is immoral to try to tell businesses to close unless you're going to help them. But there's not going to be any help with Trump and Mitch McConnell at the heads of the federal government. So the optics are horrible. But now, I don't go out very much. I don't leave the house. Sex party is probably the only way you're going to get me to leave the house. Oh, sex party? Okay, cool. I'm on my way. Apparently, most of the people there were men. Just to add that in to the story. And hey, you know, you get me on the hard drugs like the ecstasy, the meth, the speed. I'm going to be like, bring on the men. That is called in the kink circles, that is called party and play, P2P.
The ruling party, the Fidesz party, in a difficult position, Oliver. He was a founding member of it. And as you know, that party espouses and pushes an extremely conservative agenda in Hungary and presses it here in Brussels as well. In fact,
They don't want you to have any bisexual orgies.
that ruling party that wrote into the constitution that marriage is between a man and a woman, not not between two men, a sort of
Not a whole orgy.
agenda that they were pressing there. So this is something that is going to be very sticky for the Hungarian.
You're correct.
That official media agencies in Hungary haven't quite been reporting this story as yet.
I bet.
The question is, what will happen to him? Will the European Parliament release his immunity? And also, because we don't know who those two other people are,
Viktor Orban is
police document
bordering on being a dictator in Hungary.
Will there be other senior politicians here in Brussels who get embroiled in this scandal?
Yes, exactly, Jack, because with those other two diplomats so far unknown, it does seem like the story still has some go in it. What can we expect?
See, that's another thing about diplomatic immunity. Don't you have to be in a country on official business, recognized as a diplomat, in order to claim diplomatic immunity? Not just I drove over to Brussels to have a sex party. But I don't know how laws in the EU work. I would assume that you can't just claim diplomatic immunity because you were part of an orgy. I would think you would have to actually be there on official government business.
Well, next we will expect to see whether they release statements, those two people, if they feel that they themselves are going to be exposed in it. And the next thing will be that the Belgian prosecutor will hope or will wait for diplomatic immunity.
I would assume it would totally come to light.
And then may begin to prosecute him on a drug charge.
Prosecute him on a drug charge? Yeah, drug charge. And that's my problem with politicians like that. You want to talk about hypocrisy? Shit.